Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here. This Monday, we get to see the live Talk is Jericho podcast for the first time. He is going to be bringing his game from Podcast 1 to the WWE Network, and he is going to be having one hell of a guest in John Cena. For the last two podcasts that have been live on the WWE Network, we have seen Stone Cold Steve Austin be the host. Stone Cold Steve Austin has one hell of a podcast. Honestly, when it comes down to it, I listen to the Stone Cold Steve Austin podcast over the Chris Jericho podcast. When I made my top 5 wrestling podcasts, I believe it was over a year ago. That is a video that more than likely I probably need to go back into the archives and update. There's been a lot of podcasts that I've started to listen to since then, and a lot of them need to be let people know about it. It was from that video that I actually found out about listening to The Law with John Pollock and Wei Ting, that has become one of my favorite podcasts to listen to. But it seems that Stone Cold Steve Austin is on the outs with the WWE Network, with them going with Chris Jericho. Some people have said that Stone Cold Steve Austin is just a little bit too busy with all of his reality television stuff, working down at his ranch in Texas, that it just didn't fit the WWE schedule of him coming to Raw and doing the show. Some people have said that Stone Cold Steve Austin just asked questions that basically WWE didn't want asked. It was a no-holds-barred questioning thing, but basically he might have crossed the line with Vince and with Triple H, and they want to go a little bit more family-friendly sort of thing, knowing that Jericho is not going to cross the line, seeing how he is the guy that works in and out of the company. I think everybody, has noticed Chris Jericho's Instagram April Fool's joke of saying that he had shaved his head for a role. And honestly, when I heard that Chris Jericho was going to be doing the live podcast, I thought of him showing up to Monday Night Raw, going into the back, and basically Vince McMahon just looking at Jericho like, what the hell did you do? We gave your podcast the biggest exclusive interview that we could give you, and that being, John Cena. John Cena doesn't do a lot of podcasts. He does do a lot of radio. He does do a lot of television, but, sort of this no-holds-barred podcasting thing. It's been a long time since he stepped on to the Stone Cold Steve Austin podcast. And Jericho is the kind of guy who, he is a company guy, but he has been outspoken, basically bringing up the fact with one of his first podcasts, talking with Edge about the big mistake that John Cena made in 2010, of basically not having the Nexus go over at the SummerSlam pay-per-view. Basically, it was John Cena that went into the war room and basically said that he was going to win at SummerSlam. He was going to beat all those guys, and it just didn't really make sense in the long run how the Nexus were supposed to be taking over WWE, and one man basically defeated them all on his own. I think it came down to Justin Gabriel and Wade Barrett, and I believe John Cena made both guys submit in under 30 seconds in the match when he had a I guess he didn't have the advantage. When the Nexus had a 2-on-1 advantage, they both messed up to the fact that both of them fell. And, after SummerSlam, the Nexus kept going, but it wasn't as strong as it once was. But it is what it is. But it was one of my favorite things. It's really got me. It was WrestleMania 26. That really put me over the edge, but it was the Nexus that really got me just gung-ho into wrestling once again. But Jericho taking over the podcast, interviewing John Cena. Jericho and Cena, the guys with history, they're going to have a lot of stories. Of course, Jericho's going to want to talk about, getting the big win of the United States Championship at WrestleMania 31, and maybe bringing more wrestling back to the show, and that is something that I think a lot of us are looking forward to. Of course, he's going to be asked about Total Divas, being the biggest star in WWE. What's it like to be holding the company on your back for so long? Basically, John Cena being the Hulk Hogan of the company for the past 10 years, you could say. He won the World Heavyweight Championship. No, he won the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 21 by beating JBL. And from there, basically, was moved over to Monday Night Raw, was the A guy, and since then, no one's been able to really move him from that spot. So Cena doesn't get all the respect that I think he deserves. Hustle, loyalty, and respect. But, he does get a lot. So we'll have to see. The podcast is going to be directly after Monday Night Raw on the WWE Network. So I know what I'll be doing on Monday. Checking this out.